Hey, 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 hey. Oh, look at that. I got too many screens up there at one time. It is Robert. I am here, and we are going to be talking about social media posts today. So we've got the queen of social media posts down in the chat area. Hey, how you doing, Alana? It's good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. And anybody who would like to join me, of course, we are here live on Facebook, as you can see right now. But we are also live on KW Tech Tube. KWTECHTUBE.com. That is our YouTube channel that we have. And we are also, I got to switch that over. I guess I'll go ahead and publish that. There we go. So we are on KW TechTube. We're here on YouTube, and I'm gonna want to start off today with a little bit of an announcement. We just finalized it in literally the last 5 minutes here. Starting next week, we're changing up the training schedule to accommodate more viewers, to accommodate more people. We're going to be going to a Tech Tuesday. So this is kind of like the big news for the day here. As a matter of fact, let me bring up on the screen here. I'm going to show this to you. Well, I can't actually show it to you because it's not on the screen there yet. So I'll just tell you what's going on. On Tuesdays, that is going to be your day for tech. Starting at 11 a.m. on Tuesday mornings, going forward, we're going to be holding DocuSign classes every single Tuesday from 11 to 12. Now, the topics are going to be ranging from, the very beginning all the way through. So we are going to always have new topics in DocuSign, and we're going to make you guys DocuSign masters. I was fortunate enough to be involved in the DocuSign Train the Trainer, the certification program with KWRI in Texas. And so I am now a certified DocuSign trainer. And so what that basically means is I have a piece of paper hanging on a back wall here somewhere that says certified, which I've spent a lot of time getting to know DocuSign, and I'm really excited about this. We're going to be going through all the different things that you can do. Signing at the table, all these different tools, just amazing. Putting in PDFs and doing all this stuff. We're going to go through everything, and that's going to be starting on Tuesday the 4th at 11 a.m. and every Tuesday going forward until basically everybody is a DocuSign expert. Then we're going to skip an hour. So from when we do 11 to 12, from 12 to 1, no training, but we're going to come back at 1 o'clock on Tuesdays, every single Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Command 101. Now, it's the same class that we've been doing on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, but the difference is we're going to be doing them on Tuesdays from 1 to 2, Command 101, and the whole month we're going to go through and we're going to talk about all the different areas of command from basically contact to contract all the way through, and we're going to be focusing on the opportunity aspect of working in command. We're not going to be focusing at the 1 o'clock hour on marketing or the consumer site and things like that. We're going to be focusing on usability for agents who need to get things done with opportunities in command. And that's going to be every Tuesday from 1 to 2. And then we're going to skip an hour from 2 to 3, and then we're going to come back at the 3 o'clock hour, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, yeah. At the 2 o'clock hour, or 3 o'clock hour, sorry, we're going to come back and we're going to be doing the Command Select classes where we kind of bounce around the program and we talk about different things each week. The marketing aspect, the campaigns, doing designs, doing your consumer site. So all of the extra Command 201 classes, if you will, are going to be at the 3 o'clock hour, or what did I say? 3 o'clock, yeah. So 11, 1, and 3 on Tuesdays is now our new training schedule. Now today, we're still on the old schedule, so you've got me here from 10 to 11 and then from 2 to 3. And today we're going to be talking about the marketing and using social media posts. So we're going to be focusing on that here today. So we're excited about the new training schedule. The labs are not changing. You will always have that access to our labs from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there still seems to be a little bit of confusion about what those labs are. Just imagine that I'm in an office here. Here's my little office that I have. And what you can do is you can just pop in from 2 to 3. The Zoom room will be open and you'll be able to just jump in and ask me a quick question as if you just knocked on the door and said, hey, I had a quick question about something in command or something like that. So that's the way that those labs work. This is not for full-blown training. If you come in here and say, so I wanted to learn about marketing. That's not what the labs are for. The labs aren't for you to come in and spend a great deal of time with a topic that you are, just want to know about. What I'm trying to do with the labs is give you solutions to the issues that you're facing immediately without having to wait and book time on my calendar. So keep that in mind, and I'm excited that those labs are going to continue. We've had a pretty good response with those, so that's not changing. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And then finally, the biggest news of all with regards to the new training schedule starting in October next week is that we're going to reincorporate Zoom back into the training. Now, I know a lot of you were concerned about this, and we heard you, we listened. We're not above changing things around to make things easier for you. So as you know, right now we are streaming live on Facebook and we are streaming live on YouTube. Those are the two platforms where you can watch the trainings here. And of course, you can watch them anytime after on those platforms. We are going to reincorporate Zoom into the mix so that you can attend the class live on Zoom, and you'll be able to put your camera on, ask questions, interact with me, and it'll be back to the Zoom meeting style. You will still see things on Facebook and you will still see things on the YouTube channel. So we're still going to have those. We're not doing away with anything. We're bringing back the Zoom aspect of it. So you'll be able to join there. If you want to join those trainings, again, that's the Tuesday at 11, 1, and 3. And those three trainings will all be on Facebook, on the KW Tech Tube YouTube site, and on kwtechtv.com, which is our Zoom room, which is where I'm at right now. Okay, so that's we just spent 10 minutes talking about all the new things coming up. I'm very excited about that. We're going to be talking about it over the next few days. There's going to be a lot of promotions to kind of reintroduce this and get you guys aware of it. Keep in mind, if you have any questions and maybe you watched this and you wanted to ask me some questions about that, you can always reach out to me at robert.vincent@kwclm.com, and I am happy to answer any questions that you have and get you guys squared away so that you can absolutely get as much cool training as possible all the time. All right, so here we are. Let me go ahead now and start talking about what today's class is, and that is we're talking about marketing and the social media posts. So this class doesn't necessarily need to be an hour long. We don't need to spend an hour talking about social media posts, but I want to walk you through all the tools that you'll need to put in place so that you can post to social media and get good results out of it. So first things first. Of course, we're in Command here. I've already logged in, so I went to agent.kw.com, and in that set, in Command, I landed up here on the dashboard. And what I want to do is start talking not necessarily directly about the posts right now. What I want to do is get the setup right, so that when you start doing posts, you've got it so that you can actually post them and not have to run into any problems. So where do we go when we want to set something up or check the settings for anything? We come up here to our profile icon in the top right, and we come down to settings, which is French for settings, settings. Now, when we're on the settings page here, we can see that we're looking at our integrations, and that's where we're going to start. We're going to look at the integrations. Now, you see on my page here, I've got the DocuSign, the Dot Loop. Those are my two e-signing tools that I've got connected. What we're going to be doing is coming down a little bit further here into the section where you can see here, mine says Facebook post scheduling and Twitter post scheduling. You do not see an Instagram option here. If you want to continue or post, if you want to start posting to Instagram, Facebook does not currently integrate social posts to Instagram in through this tool here, which means that in order to post to Instagram, you still need to either go directly to Instagram on your phone or on your desktop. You can do that as well. Or you can actually go to your Facebook business page and use the Facebook Business Manager to post to Instagram. So that's something to kind of be aware of. You don't have to post directly from Instagram all the time. You can do it through your business page using Facebook Business Page Manager. So you don't see it here, but you can still do those posts through Instagram. Because there's no connection, you'll still need to take the posts out of here and kind of recreate them in Instagram, which is generally fine. So I just want to bring that to your attention, that there is no direct integration with Instagram in here. Now, as we move down further here, so we had talked about, the Facebook post scheduling here and the Twitter post scheduling. This is not to be confused with a little bit further down where we have the Facebook Ads Manager and the Twitter Ads Manager. It's really important to understand that there's two things that are happening when you're trying to use the social media tools in Command. One is the free posting, or just social posts that you can do with the tool here. And the other one is purchasing ads. So we have Facebook and Twitter, and we can do posting to both. And we can also purchase ads on both. If you intend to do ads with Facebook and Twitter, you need to connect these two parts here so that they are connected to your Facebook and your Twitter business page for your posting there, or for your purchase of ads. Okay, so let's come back up here. And as I mentioned, we can do posting to Facebook and we can do it to Twitter. Once these two are connected, which, by the way, all you have to do is click on the connect button if you see a connect button there, and sign into your accounts as needed, and you'll be all set to go. Okay, so mine are already connected, so I'm good to go there. And now we're going to come back and we're going to start talking about some other things that we need to make sure are connected. Now, it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense, but we do want to make sure that our marketing profile is absolutely and completely and totally and 100% complete. This marketing profile is more than just a profile. The information that is in the marketing profile here under Connect Settings, under Marketing Profile, the information that's in here, it even says it right in this top paragraph here. The marketing profile will help you create marketing content easier and faster. What it's going to do is it's going to share this information. Not all the time, not all the single pieces here, but it's going to share this information with the marketing tools that are built into Command so that you don't have to re-enter, for example, your picture. You don't have to re-enter your team logo or your details. This page is incredibly important to make a lot of things work properly in Command. If you ever get, for example, some kind of weird error, how you're not able to create a new consumer web page, it's because there's probably something wrong here. This page, this one section here, is one of the primary things. It's one of the first things we fill out when you join as a new agent, and it's one of the most important to have as complete as possible. Okay, so if you go through here and you find you're missing things, make sure that you add them in, get all the way down to the bottom, and you can even include all of your social posting areas here. This is just for reference. This doesn't actually post to them. This isn't how that works, but this just displays them where necessary. Get all the way to the bottom and make sure you hit save, and that will save your marketing profile information. And if you do update it, it will update it now. Of course, it'll update it for anything that you create going forward. It's not going to go back and update any of the older material. Okay, so any questions on that there? If you have anything, please feel free to put in the Facebook chat. I am watching that right now, and I'm not watching the YouTube chat, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pop on over there and see if anybody is, in fact, watching the YouTube thing. There we go. So now I'm watching the YouTube as well. So I got both the chats going. Surprise me and go say something in either one of those. And hello. And I'll start. I'll go ahead and put a little hello in there. Okay. So let's talk about getting our posts going here. So now we've talked about the marketing profile. We've talked about all the connections that we need. So the first thing that we're going to do after we get all of that done, all our connections good, is we're going to head on over to campaigns, right? No. What? We're not going to go to campaigns directly first, because a campaign is the act of putting that out into the world. And when I say putting that out into the world, I'm talking about your post, your design. Well, what we want is we want to think about what this design is going to look like. So we're going to start down here in designs. And when we go to the designs area, we're going to create the design that we want to use as the post. Now, can I do a quick little text post to Facebook or something like that using this? Sure, you could, but I mean, you have a tool here that's designed to use graphics and use emojis and all these different things. You have some power here to create a very unique and interesting post that people will actually engage with. So that's why we go to designs first. When we talk about this, the big question is, well, what is your message? And this is why I go to designs, is because when you get here, you're like, well, what am I supposed to create? What do I say? What do I do? That's the point, isn't it? You know, when you go to social media and you want to post something, sure, you could be at a restaurant and take a picture of your meal and post that up there, and there's my post. But you're creating content for people to look at. So here you have to be deliberate about the content that you're creating. What is it that you want to say? What is it that you're trying to let people know about? Is it an open house? Is it a listing that you have? Anything? Is it a meeting coming up? Is it just a, hey, here's something new in the industry? Whatever that might be, we need to create that design first. Now, Facebook for Command has gobs and gobs and gobs of templates and tools to help you create these social posts and to create them. As a matter of fact, before I even start clicking on any of these designs that I have in here, let me go back to the home page of Command. And one of the things that you'll see down here in the home page, when you slide down, is there's going to be a section here called Design Updates. If you're uninspired, and sometimes you wake up and you're like, I want to put something on social media and I want to post something, but I just don't know what to put up on there. If you're uninspired or you just want to gain inspiration, you can come down here to where it says Design Updates, and you can look at some of the ones that they've pre-built for you that they update all the time. These things are constantly being updated. So you like here, how's the market? Click on preview. It's like, how's the market? Local activity in the last, hey, so it's a local thing about my local market, wherever I want to specify the area for. And it's like, hey, I can use this post and it will pull in the market details for the market that I select. Why not? So you can click on the Go to Designs, and this design itself will load up in the design tool, and it will allow you to customize it with the market information. So it's loading up my templates area. It's loading up my local experts. And it says, okay, which one of these local expert markets would you like to use? So as I showed you a moment ago, there was a brand new style that was added here. So if we scroll down through and we say, where is that brand new style? There's so many to choose from. So I'll tell you what, instead of trying to find that exact one, because there are so many, I'm going to go back up to the top here and say, here, how's the market? So I'll choose this one here. Oh, there's the one that was brand new. There it is. So I'll click on Use. And when I come into this template, remember, this is done for me here. So how's the activity in the market? So maybe I want to come on here and say that, I'll take a little market snapshot and put that information in here. And I can get a market snapshot pretty easy. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So add the information in here that you want, update it with the date that you've pulled the information from, and then save this, and you're ready to go ahead and post that. So again, great designs. All you got to do is update the information with your local market snapshot and then put that on the web, and you are done and ready to go. All right. So let me go back here to the home screen for these ones that I have. And now that I'm in the templates area, we have the local expert stuff. We've got listing presentations, neighborhood snaps, just listed styles, all these things. If you're looking for inspiration, look no further than the templates area of designs, and you can get there. So how did I get to the templates area if I wanted to get there outside of going to the new designs and the design previews? So let me close this, and we'll come back to our home page here, and let's talk about that. Okay, so from the home page, we come down here to designs, which is the little icon with the little paintbrush icon there. And if we say, all right, I want to create a brand new design. So I come up here to the top right-hand corner and click on Create Design. And if I want to do a social post, I'll click on Social here, and I'll click Continue. And when you click Continue, it's going to open up the library for all of the templates available to you from KWRI. I could spend hours going through this to show you all of the different types. Again, just listed, neighborhood, local experts, just sold, for sales, coming soons, all of these different templates here that we can use. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. To keep things simple here, I'm going to go ahead and take a simple listing. So I'll take the for sale under listings on the left-hand corner here. And the listing template that I'm going to pick, I'll pick a square one here, nice and easy. And I'll just pick one and say use, okay? Now notice the different shapes and sizes for the different types of social posts. Okay, so I come in here and I'm given a screen here that is the design editor. Now, when we have on the left-hand side, we have right now it's saying, do you want to add any images? We can add images from Facebook pages, Google Drive, Dropbox. So we can actually go right from here and bring in images from any of those sources. We can also bring it in from our own workspace here. Say we want to look at holidays or start designing things. So maybe lifestyle at home images. I can change up this image here if I want and put in my own image for a particular home. But for a for sale, it would be logical that we'd be talking about the images for the listing, right? So while I have all these great tools to look for different images and I can bring them in myself, I also have down here underneath images, 1, 2, 3, 4 down from images, I have the KWLS, the listing system. When I click on that, it shows here search for a KW listing address, and click on the box here and I can choose an MLS number, a KWLS ID, a listing agent, or a co-listing agent. So if I punch in here a listing agent, and so let's type in Allie Goodwin, and let's see what we get for this. No results. Why? Because I probably typed it in right. How about Carol Goodwin? Nope, results for theirs. Okay, so fine. All right, we'll do. Oh, because I did it by listing agent. Maybe they're not the listing agents for that. Okay, let's switch over to the listing address. That'll be a little bit easier for me. And I'll do 5 Autumn Lane. And let's see if I got that. Boom, 5 Autumn Lane, Nottingham. And I've got some different stuff here. Nottingham, New Hampshire. Let's see, search by address. Yep, that's good. Okay, this isn't in New Hampshire, but I'll just go ahead and take one of these here. So now you can see that the ones that don't have images here, maybe they're expired or they just don't have the images. So you can go through, find the one you're looking for. If you're looking for specifically an MLS number, punch in that MLS number. For me here, I'm going to go ahead and take this one here, which is 5 New Hampshire, Route 129. It's not the address I was looking for, but that's okay. And I'll click on select. So what it's going to do is bring up all of the information for this listing, all of the photos that are available. It's going to have the listing details here. When you click on the listing details, it's going to show me all of this information about this listing. All right. So with that information, if this was a just sold, I've got a for sale here, I can go through and say, okay, this image right here in the middle of the page, I want to replace that image. So I selected that image in the middle of the page there, which is actually this image. If I select that image and I come and hover over one of the images in the MLS on the left-hand side here, and I'll see if I can find a nice image to represent this particular house, and we'll go with the outside shot. Okay, there's a set of icons that are going to pop up in the middle of this dialog here. There's a plus icon to add the image to the page. There's a recycle icon to replace the selected image in my graphic here. And then there's also use as a background. So I could use that as the background for the image. I'm going to hit the replace image button, and instantly it replaces the image that I had in this sample design with the image that I selected. And I can keep on going because it's still currently selected in my page here. I can select a different image and I can decide, which one really kind of works best for the ad, the way that I'm trying to design this. So you can go through, punch them through until you're happy with it. Now, once you're done, you can come down here to where it says the address, and you can see the address is here. Remember, we have the listing details. All right. So the address information is 123 Spruce Road in the template. So I can come down here and say to 5 New Hampshire Road 129 Loudon, and there's that recycle button to replace it in there, and it replaces it directly into the field with the address. With the details with the 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and all that, we can see through here. If we go down through, we can see all the different how many bedrooms and baths, and we can retype this as necessary, or we can replace it as necessary. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave that for there right now because you get the idea. You can change the text up here if you want to say for sale to just sold, whatever you want to do, you can change it. The important thing to remember though is stuff to do with your DBA. And notice that up here in the corner, there's a sample DBA. It says KW sample DBA name here. It automatically takes me over when I select that. It takes me over to my logos area into my assets. Now, we're not doing a design class right now, but just keep in mind that the My Assets folder in your templates area contains all of the assets that you add to your system that you can use for this specific instance where you're replacing template data with real data. So I've got my KW logo here. I've selected the logo in the top right-hand corner. So I'll hit the replace logo, and now my KW logo is in there. And it also has my legal statement. Each office is independently owned and operated, and that is already in the window here. And I can't slide to the side because I can't get it big enough in there. Okay, running a smaller screen here. Okay, so the ad is looking good. It's exactly what I want to say. And I'm going to go ahead and put in here, maybe beautiful farm home for sale or something like that, or excellent place in Iowa. I don't know. So you have all this that you can do. Make sure that when you're done, you come up here to the design, and I'm going to call this for sale social post. All right. So I'm going to call that for sale social post, and I'm going to use this in my social post that I'm about to create. There's a lot more that we can do in the designs area for a post, but I'm going to keep it simple here, and I'm going to refer to the marketing classes for this that you can actually attend to learn how to use this tool more effectively. But for right now, I'm just going to say for sale social post, and I'm going to go ahead and click done. Keeping it simple. Unsaved changes. Yes, I want to save those changes. Okay, so now that's going to put that in my for sale social post here. It's going to have it ready for me and I can use it. Now I'm ready to go over with my message being created. I can now go to campaigns. So the campaigns is the little bullhorn icon, and I can click on campaigns here and open up the campaigns area. Now, in the campaigns area, we're talking about social posts today, so I'm going to make sure that we go all the way over here on the tabs at the top. We're going all the way to social posts, and we're going to click on that. Now, when we click on that, we're taken to the dashboard for the social posting tools. And by the way, here is one of the social posts that I recently created that is going to show up. It was on the 29th. It was yesterday. This was posted automatically for me. And I've set up some other things to go forward for posting, which is what we're going to talk about in a moment. But right now we have live and scheduled posts, and also we have draft posts. So we can see posts that we have not scheduled that we want to maybe bring back from draft and put them on the calendar. Speaking of the calendar, so you can see here in the middle of the page, the calendar shows you the current week of September 26th to October 2nd. And underneath each day where there is a post scheduled for that day, you'll see a little icon there that says 10 a.m. Facebook post. And you can click on that and it will take you, say, this is the post that is going to go on that day at that time, a scheduled post. If you want to schedule something, keep in mind there is a today here. This is showing us today's post. And you can see that when I look at the section here, today, Thursday, September 30th, there are no scheduled posts. I can create a post right here from this window by clicking on either the Friday here and then posting immediately, or create the social campaign off to the right. I have plenty of tools. All of these tools are going to allow me to select where I want this post to go. But the idea is, are you going to schedule a post using the front page here, saying I want to schedule it for tomorrow or schedule it for Saturday? Or do you want it to go out immediately? Or are you going to make a draft of it and maybe remind yourself in a month that for a holiday post, you want to put that up? You can do all of that from this front page. On the right-hand side underneath the Create a Campaign, you'll see that, remember when we were in settings and I showed you that we had Facebook and Twitter as options to connect? This is where you can say, what I want to view is all of my channels. So right now I'm viewing all the channels for Facebook and Twitter that are set up. So let's make a social post for today, for right now. So to do that, we can click on Create a Campaign. And it's going to be, we have social ad paid, we have search ad, social post right here, direct mail, and email. So we're in the campaigns area. We clicked on Create Campaign in the upper right, and I'm going to click on Social Post. Now, that little window that you just saw is loading up the default KW legal logo that if your graphic design does not have that logo, you can add that logo to the image, to your design itself from here. So you can have it on the image or you can add it to the image in the post. Be careful there, because if you've added the logo to the image, you don't want to put it on the post as well here, because that'll be redundant. It'll be, it's too much, right? Because it'll be there twice. In which case you can pull that logo out from this spot. So what I mean by that is, I know for a fact that the graphic that I'm going to bring in has my DBA logo. So it automatically loaded here as in case I didn't, and I don't need it. So I'm going to click on that little X right there to get rid of that logo because it's in my image. All right, so now the text that goes along with this. Now I'm going to go ahead and post this to Facebook. So I'm going to put something simple in here and remind people that this is just a test post for the class, but you want to put something in here that, is valuable information about the post. This is where you're actually taking the conversation to the next level and communicating with people. So here we go. This is a test post to show how easy it is to post a social post on social media, on social Facebook, using social tools in the social part of Command. Okay, that is a horrible content. But I wanted to kind of keep talking there because I wanted to show you that we have a 2,200 character limit. 2,200 characters there. We can add emojis in here by putting in some emojis, all kinds of things. You can search for emojis. You can go with all sorts of fun stuff here. And remembering that social posts are always boosted a little bit by using emojis. People gravitate to that. It's kind of the language of the day. So feel free to put that in there and add those to your post. So there's my post, the content. I'm not at all concerned about what the content says. That's going to be up to you. It's your voice. It's your marketing. Okay. So I slide down a little bit here, and it's the part where it says, okay, what is the content, not the text, but what is the content of your image area going to look like? And you have three choices. You have image, you have video, and you have link. Okay, so let's talk about this really briefly. When you talk about an image, we're talking about using the design library or uploading an image that is from on our computer. The design library is connected in Command. So when we created that design earlier, we can access that design immediately by just clicking on Browse Designs Library. I'm not going to click that just yet. The image area can consist of one of those two things, something from the library or something that we upload. If you choose upload, you just drag and drop the image that you want to share onto this browser window here. And I've got an image on my desktop. I'll drag it over here and I'll pop it in. Okay, so here is the image, and this image is just a little KW Office background image. And I'll find what I want about it. I'll crop the image. And so I can use that image in my post, right? So there it is. On the right-hand side, you can see an example of what it would look like. It's very simple to drag that from your desktop. Why would you do that? Why would you bring something from the desktop as opposed to using something from the designs library? Well, maybe the graphic was created externally in Photoshop or some other tool, Canva, where you have it in a folder and you want to use that image. That's how you get that image in there. If you don't want that image, you can hover over it once it's been uploaded, and you can click the little X in the upper right-hand corner, and poof, it goes away, and the preview on the right-hand side removes it as well. Now, we have that as our choice here, and you can see there's only two: to browse the library or upload an image. So I'm going to come back to the library in a moment. I'm going to leave this for last because that's what we're actually going to use. But I want to talk about these other options. So we have image and we have video. The next one is video. Do you want to use a neighborhood video? Now, if you choose neighborhood video, it will take you to the Browse Designs library where you will find the neighborhood video that you have already created. You can't create that from here, so you want to make sure that if you're going to use a neighborhood video, create it before you begin building your social post. Uploading a video, same rule where the video is already created. Now, this does have a rule of 40 megabytes or smaller. Uploading a video here puts it into the KW system and is played back through KW. Now, that's a great way to make sure that you know that it's going to be there, but it is very limiting on the size. If it's a large HD video of maybe a drone, a view of a house going around and doing all that, it's probably going to be more than 40 megabytes. If so, you can use the video URL to show the video from a hosted site. The first thing that you're probably thinking is, can I use a YouTube video? Yes, you can. You can embed that video here. It will validate that video and play it for you. But you can also use video hosting sites that they don't do the branding thing. They just put the video up for you. That's fine as well. So using a video URL here will take them to the video. Okay. Either way, of those three options: neighborhood video from the system that you've already created, uploading a video that's, again, already created, or linking to a video that, again, it's already been created. So you see how the theme here is we always have to make sure that we get things ready to go before we get here, because if we don't, we're going to be stopping and going, well, I want to save this as a draft because I don't have anything yet to put in there. So plan this out. Think about it ahead of time. The last option, we had image, video. Now let's talk about link. On the link here, now this is a web link. So if, for example, if I want to take a user to a web page instead of a video, or instead of an image, if I want to take them to a landing page to show them a property at its landing page, I can use that here. Any link that is a valid link on the web will take them there. So for example, I'll go ahead and I'm going to create, you can't see it on my screen here, but I'm going to take somebody over to kw.com really simply, just to kw.com. All right. So here is kw.com. I'll just put that in one time instead of two, validate the link, and it's going to show the KW homepage when people look at this. So they'll see the KW homepage. Notice that the preview here shows up and puts in Keller Williams and the kw.com. This is information from the web page itself. So what's going to show is a KW link and a KW logo here. And as I said, you can put anything in here that you want. So for example, if I wanted to put in, we got the new LMS that we're getting ready to build here. Let me go ahead and put a link to that. So I'll put in this link, validate the link, and it's going to show the KW Learning Portal. So it'll take you to the talentlms.com/index. So very cool that you can use any kind of link. Now, one thing you want to think about with that link is check it before you place it in here, and go to that link to see what it's going to look like when people open it up. It's really important to verify that links are exactly what you want them to be, and it takes them exactly where you want to go. So be careful there. All right, so now let's go back to image. Now, when we click on image here, we're again presented with the Browse Design Library or upload an image. We want the Browse Design Library. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Browse Library, and guess what? Right there, first top of the screen, is my most recent design that I've created, and it is for sale, social post. I'll click on it. It will load that design into this template tool here, and of course, Was not ready to use. We were making usable. Okay. What do you mean it's not ready to use? Live, in person. There it is. Can't beat that. All right. Crop the image. Boom. Exactly as we had designed it, with the KW logo up in the top right-hand corner. And we did not need to use the pre-built DBA because it's on the image. We do not need to use the include my ownership statement because it's on the image. So the thing about this that we need to understand, though, and this is where things get a little bit wonky and some people get a little confused on. It is incredibly important to understand that this image does not contain a link to a page where this, maybe the MLS is, or where there's a landing page for this particular thing here. This is a post. It is not designed to capture information. It's not an ad. So all you're doing is posting it on social media. When you post an image on social media, and I'm actually going to jump over to Facebook and show you exactly what I mean here. If I go to Facebook and I go to my Robert Vincent MCTT page here, and I go down to the posts that were recently made, and I'll go down to the one that we talked about a moment ago, where the KW Tech Lab image. This is an image, right? Okay, that image right there shows the Tech Lab. It shows the link here to KW Tech TV. This is just like the graphic that we had just made a moment ago, but this is just a different, more colorful thing. This is not a link to the KW Tech TV website, which is the Zoom room. When you click this, all it does is open up the image in the image viewer in Facebook. That's it. Here's all the text. All of the information here loads up. The link is in the content area, kwtechtv.com, right here. But the image itself does not link to KW Tech TV because images don't have links on them in posts like this. So when people click on this, they need to click here to actually go join that Zoom room. I say that because when we look at the social post here, there is nothing on this image that people will click to take them to the location for this property. It's important because what we need to do is come back all the way to the top and talk about our content area. I'll switch back over to the Facebook page, and you can see here's the content area for this post, and it includes the link that's required for people to click to get to the room. So you want to make sure that if you're using a design, you always be sure to add the address. Okay, so in this case, I'm just simply putting in google.com. So the link needs to be in the content or the text area because the image does not contain a link. Now, can I put in the link area, just the link, and have the image on the image side? You can't do that. If I switch over to link and I say that it's going to be Google, I want you to see what happens. It will validate the link, and look at this. The image is replaced by the links image. And if I come back over to image here, yeah, there's that there. Which one do you want? Link? Yes, you'll have the Google thing. Image? Yes, you'll have the image. You might think to yourself, well, it's going to put both of them in there. It doesn't. It puts whatever you select here as the final output. That's what the preview is going to show. That's what the post will be. So keep that in mind, that you cannot add the link to the image. If you do add a link over here, that link will be what people click on and what they get. Okay. So now, keeping that in mind, make sure that you add the link to the dialogue here in the top. All right, let's go down a little bit further. I'll slide down here and it says our DBA logo. We did not need to have that. It was preloaded. I took it out by clicking the X because our image has it, and I didn't need to position because it's not necessary. including my ownership statement, which is each office is independently owned and operated. We do not need to include that because once again, it's on our design. With that being said, we're into the final stages here, and this is schedule the post, pick a date, or publish immediately and the dates disappear. So scheduling a post, we can say the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, which is according to Facebook and just social media in general. And you can also specify a time for this post to go out. I'm going to publish it immediately because I want to switch over to Facebook and show you this and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to post it immediately. Now, at the very bottom of the screen, it says, where are you going to post this? Here I have my KWMCT page that is my public page that I use all the time, which is the page that I showed you a moment ago here. Now, I'm not going to post to that page because I have people that come here for actual information. So instead, I've built a dummy page, Facebook page with a little class number here. I want it to go to that page, not to my main Facebook. Which, if you're reading into this, what you're seeing is you can have multiple Facebook business pages attached to your command interface. When you do that, you can pick from those multiple Facebook business pages which one or which ones you want them to go to. You can also connect to Twitter here and have it post to Twitter as well. And I have a Twitter account, so I can post it to Twitter if I'd like. All right. So now, all the things are done. There's nothing else to choose here. The last option is, do you want to save this as a draft or do you want to publish the post? So with the class here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and publish that post right now and say, do you want to publish? And say, yeah, I'll confirm that. So I'll come let that go and I'll show you how it finishes out here. Da, da, da. Waiting for it to post. There we go. Okay. So I'll come over to Facebook and I'm going to go back to my main Facebook page here and I'm going to visit the page that I know has the Facebook class 921. And I will come down here and if I am lucky, and look at that. This is a test post to show how easy it is to post on social media. And here's my information. And there's the page here. Remember I showed you that the picture does not link to where we're going. So there's proof that the link, for when you click on the picture, it only takes you to a larger version of the picture. The link itself that I want people to go to is in the content area at the top of the page. And I just put in google.com to take me to Google to show you that. So there's the post. From that point, if you are working with it, you can share that post. You can interact with your page differently. So I'll interact here, and we're not going to go into that. But you can interact with the post and share it to anywhere that you need to from your business page as desired. Making sure, of course, that it follows the compliance requirements. So the post itself is there, and if I'm not mistaken, I also said go to Twitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to Twitter. And it's going to take me into my page here. And if I'm not mistaken, let's see, where's my... Oh, did I uncheck it? Oh, I hope I didn't uncheck it when I did it. Yeah, no, it said it went to... Oh, look at... I think my Twitter is disconnected here. You see how it's in red? This indicates to me that the Twitter account is not connected. Even though it thinks it is, it would try to send it through and it didn't connect, which is why when I went over to Twitter, I saw a post from July 13th and not the most recent post, which makes sense. So in this case, it's actually kind of good because it shows you here post error, one channel failed, and then I can go ahead and I clean that up and then try and repost that. Okay, so now that we've done that, and you can see here that on the September 30th, I've got the 10:37 a.m., 10:47, which is the time that that thing went out. If you want to start looking at larger pictures, you can switch your view from week to month here, and you can create social posts on any day of the month by just clicking on that day from here. So let's say I go into October, which is starting next week, and I want to post on October 4th on Monday. All I do is hover on the 4th, click that, and it will take me to the exact same tools that I just used. The main difference will be that it will automatically add October 4th, 10 a.m. to publish this, and it will put it in a schedule post mode. So scheduling posts is very, very easy using the tools here. So if you're posting this week and you want to post on Friday, you can just go ahead and click on create a social post for Friday, October 1st. But if you want to go further out, you can just click on this and change it over to month, and then pick the day and the times that you want to post it out. It's a pretty cool tool. I like it because it simplifies the process of scheduling your posts. So one of the things that I did with the Tech Lab thing was I created a post with a simple graphic that was not date specific, but it referenced the times and the locations because it's a repeating event, and I could post that thing over and over and over as many times as I want. Okay. All right, so I am checking the rooms here. Looks like we have no particular questions. I will give you a moment here to see if anybody has any questions, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the rest of the day here. This afternoon, I'm kind of excited about this afternoon's class. We're going to be going over how to import contacts into your database from an Excel spreadsheet. And we're going to talk about the formatting. We're going to talk about how to take contacts out of maybe your phone and put them in there, and how to create that and make it very easy for you. It's got to be easy. It's not the most intuitive tools in the world. So if you are interested in learning how to do that, please join me today, this afternoon, and we'll go over that. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put up my contact information here on the screen for you. And that is, you can reach me via email at robert.vincent@kwclm. You can always book time with me at timewithrobert.com. The Zoom room, which is where we're going to be also going back to next week for the trainings, is kwtechtv.com. YouTube live streams are on kwtechtube.com. And Facebook, of course, we're on the live streams at facebook.com/groups/kwclm, which is probably where you're watching me right now. Let's see if this works here, and it does. So it's in the sitting one. Why not? Sure. We'll do let's try that. How about, yeah, that's good enough for me. All right, so that's it for now, you guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Remember, 2 o'clock is the next class this afternoon, and I will not be here tomorrow on Friday, so if you have any questions, you're on your own. No, send me an email, and I will address them as quickly as I can. In the meantime, you guys take care of yourself and stay out of trouble. Bye.